Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there. Today we're going to visit the Coronado Fitness Trail. Now there's a lot going on over here, and at a later date we will venture into all of that. And we have come to the parking lot, but the Coronado Fitness Center is here. The library is here. There are tennis courts. So if you've not checked this out, you certainly must do that. This is all located at 160 Ponderosa Lane. So we're going to make our way over to the fitness trail. The fitness trail is a 1 mile, one-way trail, which means it's not a loop. So the good news is you can walk 2 miles, walk all the way to the end, and then double back and head to the car. So it's a great walk. You can see there's playground, and there's a number of amenities in this area. And in some future shows, we are going to kind of go through the various amenities in the village, as well as the current cost of those amenities. So we're just going to kind of give you a glimpse here before we move on. Tennis courts are here. And again, we've parked the car and going to make our way to the trail itself. We've come kind of first thing in the morning. Proof that even though many of us in the village, we get up early, doesn't mean we necessarily leave the house or leave the neighborhood. Now, one thing about this fitness trail is it's not like the nature trail, meaning you're not bushwhacking your way through the forest. But along the way, there are these fitness stations. You're not going to see me do any of these, by the way. So if you want to walk the mile and then walk back the mile, well, that's great and wonderful. Highly encourage you to do that. But along the way, there's other things that you can do. Really get your heart rate going and really make you want to sit down and sit a spell. This trail goes from the fitness center parking lot to the RV park, which we'll also see in this little trek. So all of this is in the same kind of general vicinity. The walk will end at Lake Coronado, and you do get a really terrific view. This is one of the best spillway views of the various spillways in the village. Man, after a really good rain, the Lake Pineda spillway is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Thankfully, there's a place to park, because cars will come through there and they'll see, depending on what direction they're going, they'll see to their right or their left the spillway. And when it's just absolute white water, yeah, everybody wants to pull over and take some video or take photographs of the spillway. So it's pretty terrific. You notice not for public use for that dumpster, so don't try to take advantage of their dumpster. I guess it's located there just for ease of the waste management folks coming to pick it up. So as we make our way down, and we've kind of purposefully taken the long way. We could have parked much closer to the trail, which normally is exactly what we do. So the Coronado Center here, there are, I don't know, I've been to a number of, of various little events that are held here. Kind of arts and crafts kind of things are the things that I've been to. I'm not saying that they're limited to that, but really nice complex, and I encourage you to go check it out. So we're going to make our way through this parking lot, and we're going to go down here, and the trail is going to begin down at the foot of this trail, and it's going to go to our right. The Care Flight helipad is just ahead as well. So if you do hear a helicopter and someone has some medical emergency and they need to be kind of airlifted out of here, the helipad is right out there toward that peninsula. And then over to the left are boat slips. And you see that building up there on the hill to the left. That is the fitness center. And so there's big windows and great view of Lake Coronado. So that trail that you see right there, that asphalt trail, goes all the way out to the peninsula to the helipad. Time to walk. Time to get this walk going. And here we are at the beginning of the Coronado Fitness Trail, as properly identified by the word trail. Most of the trail is going to be gravel. Now we get to the RV park, and you can just kind of meander down there around the RV park area, but the majority of this trail is going to look much like this. So very similar to other trails. I think so far we've covered the DeSoto Nature Trail. Call that because it's not this kind of, you don't have the kind of wide gravel path. Again, gotta encourage you, DEET, lots of DEET on your ankles. Much of this trail is in the shade, which can be nice on a hot sunny day. Still would encourage you to wear sunscreen and protect yourself. The trail is fairly easy. There There's one area, and you'll see it here. There's an area where there is an incline. The good news is you double back and it's not an incline. Now you can go downhill. This is a nice walk, and you will often find people who go to the fitness center for various and sundry activities, and they'll take in maybe the whole trail, or they'll take in part of this trail to get a walk in. It absolutely beats walking on a treadmill. Well, on a day like today. Maybe not when it's freezing cold outside. So we come to the first fitness station. Yeah, you want to tackle this? Yeah, me neither. That's why I'm not even going to stop and look at it. There's not one thing tempting about a fitness station, but I'm too old. And so we go across a bridge. Again, we've not had much rain in the last week or so, and so it's kind of a trickle. I still love it. I don't care how small the creek is. So now we're going to kind of walk parallel to this creek. To the left and to the right, not dangerously close to this trail, but you will see houses. You want to tackle a balance beam? Yeah, me neither. Even though it looks plenty wide enough for my kind of balance and skill, yeah, no thanks. But if you got grandkids and you want to let them run some energy off, be great for that. If you're older and more fit than me, be great for you. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, well, it'd be great if you wanted to get fit. How about you get fit, Randy? There's that creek. Now, when this is flowing, I mean, not that it's not flowing right now, but it's not flowing much. It's even better. Moving water makes any walk better. Yeah, you want to do some chin-ups? Come on, go for it. Just bend your knees and huff and puff. We continue to tell you about these markers that are put on various trees on trails. Because if you're like me and you can't identify any tree other than maybe a willow or a pine, do you have an app that identifies plants? I'm asking because I'm kind of curious. If you've got one that you have found that you would recommend, and I'm talking about one that doesn't just identify like green plants, but flowers and things, I could be interested. I could be interested. Just go over to the website, hsvinsideout.com. Just fill out the contact page and give me your recommendations, or leave a comment if you want to the video. I'd kind of like to know about it. And while I'm at it, because the birds, I love birds. Is there an app? I should know this. Is there an app that can identify bird calls? So some of you semi-professional or professional bird watchers, chime in. I'd kind of like to know. We sit out on our patio and we hear all these birds, and I'm like, hey, what? And some are just quite strange. Bird sounds I've not heard before. So we're making our way. When we get to the bend up here, this trail is going to curve here to the left. And we are going to we're going to see that we got a little bit of a climb ahead of us as we make this bend. So we're walking along this trail, and we're parallel to this creek, and we're going to make this turn, and we're going to now walk parallel to Balearic. Balearic is one of the, I would say, one of the more major thoroughfares on this side of the village. And as you can see, you know, the incline is happening. And thanks to the background music, you cannot hear the huffing and the puffing. I could try to replicate that for you here, but it would not be pleasing to your ears. Those of you that are listening to audio only, the podcast has changed. There will be some episodes. This is Balearic that you're looking at. And so we're not dangerously close to the road, but we are close to the road for this stretch. We're making our way toward the RV park and toward the end of this 1 mile trek. We're coming up along the right side of a corner house here. We will cross a street. No worries. Super safe. Well, if you look both ways, it's safe. I started to say something. I forgot what I was going to say. It happens. So we're crossing the street. We're going to continue on the trail. We're still kind of running parallel with Balearic. I know what I was going to say. The podcast. There will be episodes that are going to be more suitable for audio only. The majority of the videos that we're going to produce are not going to be ridiculously audio friendly, meaning you're not going to have much of a clue what's going on if you don't check out the video. I would apologize, but I'm not going to, because we are very intentionally shifting more toward video to show off the village. That's kind of the whole point. And we're going to up our video game as we go. So we appreciate your patience, and glad that you're enjoying the content. Glad that you're enjoying seeing what we get to see every day here inside the village. You see some of these trees uprooted, and that was from a storm that came through, a tornado that came through some months ago. And thankfully, that damage is, well, it's a mile or two behind us from where we are right now, but there were some areas that were significant. Do not let that scare you from considering a move or a visit to Hot Springs Village. These events do happen, and they do happen kind of nationwide anymore. I grew up in Oklahoma and Texas and Louisiana, Tornado Alley. Now, this is the fitness station that, well, I would just do it, but I don't want to show off, climb that rope all the way to the top. I don't think there's a bell at the top that you can ring. I may just have to come and climb that and install one so that you can climb it and ring the bell. This is the fitness center, the station right here that I'm mostly accustomed to, right there. Just to plop my butt down and just sit there and gasp for air a little bit. I did spend considerable amount of time on a fitness station like this. We didn't call it a fitness station. It was called a playground when I grew up. Monkey bars. I will admit, most of the time I'm tempted, and I do answer the temptation. I'm not saying I'll make it from one side to the other, but I'll give it a go. Now here's the thing. You've just made this climb and you've got like two fitness stations. And I'm like, I'm too winded to even think about a fitness station by the time I get to the top of this hill. Might would do it on the way back because I know, okay, now I can just roll down the hill. You still see some of the remnants of the downed trees, and some of these pines could be, I don't know, they could have been intentionally removed because of the pine beetle situation. Anywhere in the country where there are pines, there is the risk of pine beetles. And so some of these pines make me think that may be the culprit for these downed trees. When you see a tree laid over and the roots up out of the ground, yeah, that tree was not taken out because of some sickness. A storm, a strong wind, a tornado took that tree. But with smart cell technology, you know, don't fear. To my knowledge, there were no injuries. Nobody was killed in that last storm. There was damage. There was no doubt. There were a number of homes that were damaged and roofs that were damaged. And so here we are. We have arrived to the entrance of the RV park. And yes, you can rent a spot per night. And you can come down here and you can participate in the beauty of the RV park. So this trail is going to take us directly down to the spillway and to the RV park. This is just it's a lovely little walk. And if you don't want to spend hours and hours walking, it's a super nice 1 mile trek, and it's a perfectly nice 1 mile trek back, and something that you can do. And we're doing this. We're not doing this at a normal pace. I really don't jest about how bad a shape I'm in, but we normally walk this at a pretty brisk pace. We're intentionally, because we're shooting this video, we're intentionally walking at a more reasonable pace. I told you when we did the Balboa trail, we're not trail runners, but we do walk at a brisk pace. So here you see some of the RVers. There's a fair number of them, plenty of empty spaces, and so we would encourage you to contact the POA offices directly for that. I'll put a link in the show notes for you RVers that might be interested. Just go to the website hsvinsideout.com and look for Coronado Fitness Trail. We have a robust search feature at the website, so easy to find. You've got picnic areas and things for the RVers, and I suppose anybody else that wants to loiter down here. Spillway. So this is kind of the downside of the spillway into Lake Coronado. Back behind us is the view of the spillway from Balearic, especially after a rain. But we're going to come up here to kind of a covered pavilion. You have water and electrical hookups for your RV. I'm not an RVer, but for a non-RVer, it looks like a perfectly lovely place. And we're going to walk down here to the end. Again, kind of a welcome sign and information center for all the RVers and some of the rules and regulations for you as an RV visitor. And then there's a map of the trail and trail information with those famous QR codes. And kayak launch parking. So you want to come down here to launch your kayaks, then there's your place to park and your place where you can launch your kayak. I'm supposing it could be a canoe if you're a canoe person. Rhonda wants a canoe. They just seem too easy to tip over for me. Or as we say down south, tump over. We're going to head out to this little peninsula. I have taken so many photographs from this location, all times of the year. And congratulations, you've just walked a mile. Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.